Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my humble home, my humble casa in Livingston, Montana. Okay, after many attempts, I certainly hope I can get this goofy video done, and I certainly hope I'm not wasting your time, and I certainly hope that I'm helping somebody. Okay, over my shoulder right there is a Kel-Tec KELTEC KS. That means, in other words, Kilo Sierra 7 Bullpup shotgun. I thought I knew a few things about these series of shotguns called bullpups. After messing around last night and doing my first steps as far as breaking in that shotgun goes, in other words, messing around with snap caps and loading it and all this other stuff, I found out that I didn't know nothing about bullpups. I'm not as tactical as some of you fine folks out there. Okay, so that's why I'm making this video. Hopefully I can save somebody some trouble. Okay, now let me gather up this stuff right here. All snap caps are not the same, and I'm sure you guys know what snap caps are. There's dummy rounds, if you will. They don't have any, there's no powder in them, no primer, no shot, no slugs, no wad, no nothing. And they're used so that you can cycle stuff like this through your shotgun, actually fire the firing pin without hurting it, and that's kind of breaking in your shotgun, getting used to it like that, where you don't have to play with live ammo. The problem of it is, where I bought, this shotgun of mine is only 24 hours old. I bought 6 of these at Bob Ward's and Sons over in Bozeman. I put out a couple videos yesterday about this. But these snap caps are the cheapest doggone thing I ever seen in my life. They just won't run through my Kel-Tec. The edges chip right there, if you can see that at all. These rims chip. And I mean, look, here is a real live 3-inch, 12-gauge shotgun that's full of number 3 birdshot. Okay, look at it compared to this stupid, goofy thing right here. This weighs 75% more than this. So naturally, something like this is not going to be wanting to go through a shotgun very well, through the action like that. These are horrid. Almost every one of these chipped. As a matter of fact, I got a bunch of these, but I can't, what I'm saying is I cannot load up that KS7 without having double feeds and jamming up, because these things just won't work right. Okay, now you take here we go. Here's an older snap cap that I bought. I bought this years ago. This is made by a company called A-Zoom. It's actually got some weight to it. It's metal. It works pretty well. I've only got 2 of them, and that's all I can use for my KS7 for the rest of this video. I can't use them other things because they're chipped. They just don't want to run through the piece and blah, blah, blah. But even at that, you can see how much difference there is. This is the real live round, and this is the dummy round, Okay, so I said all that. Now I'm going to say this part right here. Okay. Last night after supper, when I got a chance to sit down and start goofing around, breaking in that piece and playing with the snap caps and cycling and everything, I thought, like I said, like I alluded to, that I knew about these bullpups. I'm going to tell you what I know. Jack and nothing. Jack and S-H-I-T. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is probably one of the most important things I could tell you. When it comes to different firearms that are new to you, like this bullpup is to me, find some time as expeditiously as you can to read this safety and instruction and parts manual. Read it, do it. Because in this particular case, it's clearly stated how to load this piece and how to unload it. And so that's what I'm going to touch on for the next few minutes, is that deal right there. And also, I might say this before I move on. Never use stuff like this for practice. Live ammunition, live loaded ammunition. I would definitely stay away from the fact that you want to load up your shotgun and just sit there and play with it and cycle rounds through it and all that and sucker yourself into saying, well, everything will be all right. It's on safety. No, everything may not be all right. You just may find yourself in an accident or an accidental discharge, or you shoot a family member, or shoot yourself, or some goofy thing like that. Because here it is, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to live ammunition, firearms, and stuff like that, you can be sorry all day long, but you can never recall a bullet back. Did you hear me? You can never call a bullet back once that trigger is mashed, either under controlled circumstances or uncontrolled or accidental. You don't want to have an accident, because I am of the opinion that safety is paramount when it comes to firearms, and one of the best things that you can do to acquire safety is to know the characteristics of your firearm. Know how to load it, know how to unload it, know how to store it, know how to handle it on the range, all these kind of things. Understand the trigger, the sights, the recoil, and all that. The more you know about your piece, the less chances that you're going to have an accident with. Okay? That's why I recommend these, things called snap caps, because they may not work so well with a lot of shotguns, and that's what I was driving at. If I didn't say this, don't blame your shotgun if these things aren't running through your shotgun right, because not all snap caps are made the same, okay? So if you're practicing or breaking in your piece with snap caps and your piece is acting all kinds of weird, jamming up, double feeding and stuff like that, before I'd start blaming the shotgun, I'd be taking a good hard look at the snap caps. Okay, let me show you how to load this KS7. Now, let me sit back here a ways, because, man, I've tried several times. I've only got these 2 practice snap caps here. And like I say, I recommend using those over live ammunition any day. Don't play around with live ammunition with a shotgun in a dwelling, in a house, okay? Okay, if I'm reading the owner's manual right, which I know I am, they want you to manually load in the chamber, in other words, in the barrel, in the chamber, which is right here, this guy right on top. In other words, this guy right here. Okay, they want you to manually load your first round in there, and then you can go to loading right here in the tube. And basically speaking, you'll have a round in the chamber, and you'll have 3 inches, then you're going to have 6 in the tube, okay? And it's 7 in 1 on 2 3/4 inch. Okay, just keep that in mind, okay? So what you basically do when you take round number 1 and you manually load it, what they want you to do, of course, all the time you want to have your piece on safety. And I hope you can see that ass right there. The safety's right there like that, okay? That, have it on safety like that. Take the pump action release, which is right here, pull it down and open up the action, okay? This port right here, this port is where you load and unload. It's dual function. It's where the rounds go in, and it's where the rounds jack out. Okay, see these? This right here is called lifters. And that's the reason why you want to pull this action down here a little bit like this. But you don't have to pull it down all the way, because you want these lifters, you want them down, out of your way. See, matter of fact, as I'm pulling these lifters up and down, I can feel this action moving around. Okay, take your round like this, shove her down there in that bottom tube, which is actually the top, which is the barrel. Let me see, this is kind of hard doing this. Okay, get her like that, get her in there. Oops. Let me pull this, get that handle forward before the round run off on me. Okay, there we are, one loaded in the chamber. Now, if there's anything in this video that I got to get across, here it is. When it comes to this tube, this guy right here, where your rounds go in, when it comes to loading and unloading, this charging handle right here has to always be forward. If you could just remember that when you're messing around with that tube for any reason at all, loading or unloading, this charging handle has to be forward. Trust me, that'll save you a lot of time. But you see this white follower right there? That magazine tube follower? All you basically do at this point in time right here is just start shoving rounds in there. And I've only got one to show you because the other ones are screwed up. And there you are. You're going to put 6 rounds in that tube. You got one in the chamber down there. You'll have a 3-inch, and you'll have 7 plus 1 and 2 3/4 inch. And I don't know if this piece handles those mini shotgun shells or not. But okay, let me jack these through here. I'm going to take this off of safety just for the heck of it. There it is. There's the fire button, if you can see it right there. Well, there's the button. It's indicating fire, okay? I'm going to put it in the fire. I'm going to take this guy right here, and I'm going to fire it. But not really, because these are dummy rounds. Okay, fire, eject, put the other round in, fire, eject. I hope you caught all that. And there you are. There you are. And theoretically, if that magazine tube was full, you could just do this all day long, But unfortunately, I don't have enough snap caps. Okay, now, I'm not going to chase them rounds down. You can manually remove, or you can remove rounds that are loaded in this shotgun in the tube without having to cycle them, without having to jack them through the chamber, back out again, and like that. What you got to do, okay, quite simply put, like I say, when anything to do with that magazine tube, this needs to stay forward, okay? It's forward right now, so I don't need to mess with that. But what I want to show you, I'm going to try to get in here. There's what they call an outer and inner cover for the right near that follower, that white thing that you see right there. And basically, you're going to take that outer follower and move it out of your way, and it'll just kick the shell out. I know, kind of hard because you can't see what, maybe, hang on here for just a second. I actually do know what I'm talking about. Okay, see that little piece of metal hanging down there on the left-hand side will be your right, I believe. You just simply move that out of the way. It's either up or down, but it's a prominent piece of metal that's coming over the end of the shotgun shell. You just move that out of the way, shell kicks out. Just keep moving them and kicking them out. So you do not have to cycle rounds through this to empty this shotgun. Okay, now in one form or the other, ladies and gentlemen, I explained how I think to load and unload this KS7. But read that manual, do whatever you got to do, because you can get mighty fouled up, and just understand that these snap caps are a decent, safe way to play around with their shotgun. But sometimes these things just don't work through actions. They like to tear up and they're cheap and weird and all this other stuff. Okay, so safety first when it comes to firearms. Bottom line, safety first. I've said that numerous times on my channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much. I hope possibly you might have learned something. We shall see you on down the trail, and adios, my friends.